Today we're going to talk about things that I learned in 2022.
Anyway, hi everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Wait, I'm so hyped up. Anyway, welcome back to my YouTube channel. This is Njeri Kefa once again, and oh my god. So the reason I'm doing this video, so this video was supposed to be done in 31st, and I had this idea, or I wanted to create this content, and I was thinking to myself like the things I've learned in 2022 that I would like to carry on in 2023 and do better and have a greater 2023 than it was in 2022. Like, what are the lessons I learned? And I was like, okay, I want to text some of my friends or randomly the people I talk to on my contacts and just ask anyone specific if they can send me a video or do an audio of the things that they learned in 2022 that I can share on my YouTube channel, and it might help a person or two or someone out there who thinks that they were alone, that they were going through something throughout this year or any other year or even currently, and they can know that they are not actually alone. So honestly speaking, some of the videos deserve their own timing. Like, I don't know, part 1 and then part 2 for the short ones, and then I can put them together, and then also I can share my own video, because let me not lie to you, they deserve their own, like, the messages, because I was listening to their videos from the beginning to the end, and some of them I had to like clip them together and edit them, and let me tell you, the messages that are there, the lessons that people learned, some things that I didn't know that I also needed to work on myself, and I listened to these videos, and I cannot wait for you to watch and also learn something that can help in the year 2023. So my first video that I'm gonna share, it's by an amazing woman that have done a video together on my channel, and everyone, you all just loved her and wanted her back. And let me tell you, the moment I just gave her this assignment, she was like, girl, I'm in, what are you saying? And she was like, this is so amazing, and she went ahead and did it. Like, I couldn't even find a part of that video that I could take out. I was trying to make it as short as possible, but everything that was there was just meaningful. For me, I honestly learned a lot. I can't wait. You'll see my text or my comment on the comment section about what I took home from the whole video that she did. And I can't wait to see your comment as well, or share your pointer or your own point of view in whatever you got from the message or from the content. So let's just get straight to it.
Hello guys, welcome to Njeri Kefa's YouTube channel. My name is Arabella, and I am coming from the YouTube channel Beauty by Arabella. There I do makeup tutorials, upcoming fashion and try on haul videos that you should be expecting soon. Goals, girls, goals. Okay, so today we're gonna talk about things that I learned in 2022. So I decided to bring it down to 12. I learned so much, a lot, but I decided to bring it down to 12 things that I learned in 2022. And like I said earlier, I do makeup tutorials, and I also do makeup on myself. I love to do makeup on myself and on other people, and I am going to do my makeup on this video while recording, and you're gonna see me do my makeup and share my lessons learned in the year 2022. Okay, so let's get started. Okay, number one for me is or was setting boundaries. So this year I learned how to set boundaries for myself, just so that I could, be in control of my emotions, especially, knowing the kind of people that I let into my space, and how they conducted themselves around me, or how I conducted myself around other people. It was very important for me because I became more conscious and more self-aware about how I carried myself. So I had to set boundaries for myself. It just, you know, helped me protect myself from getting hurt or getting used or manipulated. So number one was setting boundaries. The second thing that I learned how to do this year was speaking up. I learned how to stand up for myself. You know, I was able to express my emotions, tell people how I felt, talk to them about what they did or didn't do that made me feel a certain type of way. And it really helped me, you know, because I was able to release. It felt like an energy release. Like if I had kept it within myself, maybe I would have been resentful or felt, you know, very angry towards these people or even towards myself. So speaking up is something that I learned how to do. The third thing that I learned how to do was to control my tone. I realized that my tone of voice is very important, especially when talking to people. If you're talking too low, if it gives off a type of energy like, you know, you're shy or you're scared, you're afraid, especially, you know, in a working environment. If you're too loud, it could be interpreted as someone who is, you know, asking for attention, like you're not getting enough attention. So I had to learn how to adjust my tone, you know, to speak in certain places that would not give off the wrong energy. So I learned how to use my voice as loud as I wanted it to be when it was most needed, and maybe soft when it needed to be soft. And you know, so that was the third thing that I learned how to do this year. Another thing I learned how to do was to hold myself accountable. You know, like it's very easy to think that you didn't do anything wrong, especially if you have a tendency to think that you are a victim in every circumstance, like, or in every situation that you find yourself in, and you keep looking at, oh, this happened to me, they did this to me. So you have like a victim type of mentality. So I caught myself, or whenever I caught myself doing that, I would try to remind myself of the fact that, you know, what did I do, or what could I have done differently, you know, to make the situation better or to make the outcome different. So I would hold myself accountable, just so that it doesn't come off like maybe the other person was, you know, trying to attack me, or maybe I did something that made them, you know, behave in a certain way. So I would hold myself accountable as well, just to see what I could have done or said differently that would have made the situation, you know, or made the outcome different. So self-accountability is one of the things that I learned. Another thing I had to learn was planning. I had to learn the importance of planning, maybe your day, your week, your month, because I had many disappointments. Like there were times when a lot of things that I really wanted to do, but I could not get it done because I had no plan in place, you know, to you know, get what I wanted to do done. and so I ended up not doing those things. So one thing I learned was that if I had, for example, an event that I wanted to attend in a month or 2 or 3, I have to start preparing for that event now. There are many aspects to how I can prepare myself and plan. So I think planning and preparation go together. Like, I can have a plan. Okay, this is how much I would need for the event, if I have to get clothes, if I have to book a ticket, if I have to travel, you know. So I had to make all of those plans and then start preparing, you know. If I have to get I don't know, if I'm traveling, let's say I'm traveling, I have to buy a ticket, I have to book a flight, you know, just those kind of steps that I had to take just to make sure that I was able to do the things that I wanted to do. So another thing that I learned was planning and preparation. Another thing that I learned was self-care. So I learned a lot about how important it is to take care of yourself. For me, it really helped me, you know, boost my confidence. It just made my mood better. It just put me like in a better place, you know. I came out of it feeling very good about myself, and it helped me to pay attention to my needs, what I needed for myself. And you know, I was able to give back, because if I know that this is what I need for myself, and I'm looking at, you know, my loved ones, my family members around me, I can say, okay, hey, if this is what I need for myself, maybe to be happy or to put me in a better mood, and then maybe A or B or C, the next person around me also has these type of needs that I have to pay attention to, that will make them, you know, feel better about themselves, or will make them feel happy. So I learned that self-care is important, and it's not only for me, it's also for my family and the people around me. So self-care was another lesson that I learned, and to stay consistent at it is not just like a one-off thing and then boom, you're blooming forever. It's a continuous process that I had to, you know, keep at, and I'm still keeping at. So yeah, self-care. Another thing that I learned about was being solution oriented. What I mean is, you know, instead of focusing on the problem, you know, try to pay attention to how you can solve it, how you can solve the problem. Like, avoid, you know, putting blames even on yourself. It's happened, okay, what can you do, you know, to fix it? How can you fix it? What can you do next time, or what can you not do next time to avoid this particular situation from happening? So instead of focusing on what you did that was wrong, try to focus on what can you do differently so that this doesn't happen again. So that I learned how to focus on providing solutions rather than, you know, putting blames on myself or on people around me. I don't think that it helps. So if you want a different outcome, you have to do things differently. So it's the solution that you should be focusing on and not the problem. So that's something that I learned this year. Another thing I learned how to do was to take responsibility. So if someone held me accountable, or I held myself accountable, I would, you know, take responsibility for it and do what is deemed necessary at that time, you know, to solve it or to fix it. So taking responsibility is an important aspect. So it's one thing to hold yourself accountable and another thing to take responsibility for your actions. So it could be giving an apology. It could be even taking action for something that someone has complained about. Let's say you have a habit of showing up late. So if you have to apologize all the time, then that is you not being responsible enough. The responsible thing to do is to make plans and prepare yourself in a way that you're going to show up on time and or early enough. So that is how you take responsibility. So for myself, I had to listen to what the person was communicating, or the thing that I did that wasn't right at the time, and I learned to take action to make changes to it. So that is how I learned to take responsibility for my actions, or apologize if I had to. So yeah, taking responsibility is one of the things that I learned in 2022. Another thing that I learned was communication. So yeah, I mean, it's like I don't know, most of the times you think that you really know how to communicate until it's time to do so, like when it comes down to it. So communication was really a big lesson for me. You know, I learned about the approach, I learned about the timing, I learned about how to communicate to people, you know, because it's a two-way process. So you have to communicate to the other person in a way that they're able to understand, and you have to listen to the other person and understand what they're saying. So that was a really big part for me, but I'm glad that I'm still putting in the work, you know, to have better and effective communication. And so yeah, communication is a lesson that I learned. I mean, it's really broad because there are many aspects to having good and effective communication. So it's something I'm still working on, communication. Another thing that I learned was resolving conflict. So most of the time, you know, it's like I ran away from conflict a lot because I thought that was how to avoid it in the first place. But I learned that conflict is like, you cannot do without having a conflict. Like, that isn't just possible, because there's a possibility of you doing something or saying something to somebody that they didn't like, and vice versa. So you would have to either confront them, and confrontation doesn't always need to be dramatic. Like where I come from, you know, it was like the yelling. I mean, it made it really hard for people to have mature conversations about what somebody did and how it made them feel, and you know, just holding them accountable for something that they did wrong to you. So I had to learn that it was important when somebody, it's like speaking up when somebody did something to you and you didn't like, you know, that was a conflict, so you would have to address it rather than run away from it. If not, and then somebody like me later on, when I realized that, you know, I let the person walk over me, I will be resentful towards that person because I didn't get the chance to tell them, hey, this is what you did to me and this is how it made me feel. So I learned not to let things slide. I will, you know, hold people accountable. I'll call them up and tell them, see, hey, you know, this is what happened and I didn't like that you did this or you said this, and next time or in the future we could go about it this way instead. And it helped me a lot. It really helped our relationship better, you know, because I was able to communicate. So resolving conflict is one of the lessons that I learned in 2022. And so I decided to do the finished look off camera because I was already over all lines. And the last thing I want to give is encouraging words for 2022 will be to not sleep on yourself. I was just thinking about this today, and you know how much time, like there's this saying, a lot can happen in a year, and things don't just happen. There has to be a cause, and in order to have an effect. So if there is this thing you want to go for, I'm saying this and I'm also saying it to myself, go for it, go for it, go for it. Don't think about it, just go for it. And I'm grateful for, I know I already talked about all the things I'm grateful for, but I'm also grateful for this opportunity. Jerry, honestly, girl, like doing this today just, you know, reminded me of all the things that I want to be doing, and to have somebody like you that can just say, hey, can you do this for me? And I jump on it and I'm like, yeah, you know, this is what I want to do, and you're making me do these things, girl. Thank you so much. It's always a pleasure coming to your channel and, you know, sharing this side of myself. I'm wishing so much for your channel this year. Like, it's gonna, you know, grow and blossom. Your audience should be really lucky to have you, because I see that you really wake up and, you know, put in a lot just to give back, you know. And I mean, I'm rooting for you. I'm rooting for this channel for 2023, and I think I'm ready for 2023. I hope you all are ready for Jerry Kefa and everything that she has planned, or, you know, has in store for the channel in the upcoming year. And okay, so those were my lessons. I hope you enjoyed watching the video, watching me do my makeup, the finished look. All right, guys, please comment down below if there are any lessons that you relate to, or you have any lessons that you learned in 2022. I would love to hear from you guys. Please drop a comment and like the video, subscribe. All right, guys, that's it from me, your girl Arabella, and see you guys next time. Bye bye.
If this video blesses you, if this video touches you, if this video teaches you, like Arabella just was so vulnerable in this video, like she just, I could feel everything. I could understand everything, because it's almost like things we all go through on a daily basis, or some of us struggle with. If you did, please make sure you like the video, make sure you share the video with your friends or anyone that needs to hear that message. And apart from sharing, please don't forget to subscribe. Don't forget to subscribe. It's free. And I really appreciate you guys. Like, from 600 to 790 subscribers, even without being consistent with content, you guys are trying to tell me something. And I really appreciate the love. I love you guys.